We're just about ready for the first ball in this enthralling encounter. The Essequibo Jaguars coming up against the Piranhas. First ball. First run as well. Positive start for Leon Andrews, getting his second opportunity now. Andrews alongside the local boy, Parmesh Parsutam, starting for the Jaguars. Boris Piranhas beginning with left arm spin in the form of Kelvin Omrao. So good morning and welcome to the Pamona Sports Club ground. Coming to you live from the Essequibo coast. From Andrews. Andrews now in the Sunday morning sun. It's the first match of two today at Pamona. Very quiet Sunday morning, I guess. Lots of persons still at church. Still finishing off their Sunday morning chores. Extra bounce. Not too far from where we are at Pamona. As you head further north on the Essequibo coast, there is Surrey. Big street market happening there today at Surrey. Ball being pushed back by the breeze. And takes a comfortable catch. Omrao strikes in his opening over. 2 for 1. Jaguars sent in. So young Burbishan, Kevin Kiston comes to the middle, replacing Leon Andrews from region number 5. Wicket number 1 going down in the opening over. Setting back the Essequibo Jaguars. So the Jaguars occupying position number 3 in the points table. Piranhas, you can see on their tails, just with net run rate separated the two sides. 3 and 4 respectively. Local boy Parsutam back in the team, missed the last game. Gets his first delivery from Sinclair. Sinclair operating with a breeze behind him now from the northern end of the ground. Despite some clouds hovering overhead, it's pretty windy, pretty warm this morning. Up and over she goes. Work now for Latchman at that wide third man position. He's going to cut it off. A few months ago, this very venue, because of the weather early in the year, pretty much scarce of grass. It's good to see a nice covering of grass now, a nice carpet here. Just some work to be done on the inner circle. Other than that, it's a beautiful venue. Pamona Sports Club. That's about 10 to 12 minutes drive when you come off of the Supernam Ferry Stelling. And I say 10 to 12 minutes drive when John Ramsing is driving. But when Azizi Christiani is driving, that might be 5 minutes. Azizi, pleasant morning.
Good morning, John. Nice to be here today. 5 minutes when you were driving.
Not at all. There's a speed limit that says 80. Right, I do 8. A good match on hand, the Jaguars and the Piranhas. On same number of points, just matter of net run rate separating the Jaguars slightly ahead of the Piranhas. Piranhas winning the toss this morning and bowling first.
Piranha bowling first. Seems to be a good decision by them because they're on top right now. 1 wicket already.
We've seen. That is Glasgow indeed. Full stretch from that mid-off position. The ball hung in the air for a little bit because of this high breeze as well. Took some time and he had to dive full stretch to get his cups under it. He did so. And that's the end of Kiston. First ball he faced. Looking to go back over the head of the bowler. And he perishes. 5-2 now in the second. So this is just the third wicket now in this tournament for Keon Sinclair. 1 for 36 against Anacondas. 1 for 21 against the Hawks. And then the Pitbulls went wicketless after 2 overs. It's always good to pick up a wicket very early in your spell. But look at that catch. Oh my. Love to see that over and over again. Magnificent. And you can trust the outfield now as easy because a few months ago, like I mentioned, it was pretty scarce of grass, but now a nice covering so you can dive.
Yes, definitely. The ground staff here has put in a lot of work, so it's what helped them to have this outfield. Big up to Sir Andy Ramnarain leading the way with the preparation of this ground.
On that same note, I'd like to say condolences to Andy Ramnarain and his family. Losing his dad. Strange enough, Andy would have been with us today, but today is the funeral. So condolences to the entire family circle. Everyone, I'm sure, in the Hustadarian area, the Pamona area, because of what they've done as a family, pretty much the entire Essequibo coast. New batsman is the captain. He gets off the mark immediately. Easy single. He's a man in form.
Yeah, he definitely had a very good inter-county recently, Ricardo Adams, with both bat and ball. His team would need him to step up today after being 6 for 2. Definitely need him to step up today.
2 overs gone, 6 for the loss of 2. Since that the county, he had a dip in form. 7 runs against the Hawks, 5 against the Caimans, and against the Anacondas 10. Pretty much sometimes felt that he's batting too low in this T20 order. Has an opportunity now coming in the second over. And as a captain, you really want to spend time at the crease, get a partnership going, get some runs, Give yourself a chance and team a chance of bowling at something later on. Kelvin Umrah will continue. This is his second over. Got a wicket, that of Leon Andrews. The last ball he bowled in his first over. 6 for 2. So as you see, big market going on at Surrey. It's a Sunday street market.
Yes, well, that's the reason I'm late. Stuck in the traffic at the Saudi market there.
Yeah, on our way to the venue this morning, lots of fruits, I must say. There's an abundance of fruits here. It's a pity I'm leaving this late from the coast, because I would have been packing my vehicle with a whole host of fruits. So much available in bounty on the Essequibo coast. Umrah, big appeal. Umpire says not out. Ricardo Adams gesticulated and the ball might have pitched outside leg stump.
Umrah must be disappointed with that decision, but seems to be going down, definitely.
This time given.
Umrah adjusting the line after being torn down by the umpire just now. Hitting plumb in front.
I look at Ricardo trying to push himself outside the off stump as if to tell the umpire it was hit outside the off stump. But from this vantage point, the very first time we saw it, it looked pretty good. It's a good decision from the umpire. And the third one going now. Just saying that the captain losing some form now, losing his wicket. 6 for 3 in the third. More trouble now for the Jaguars sent in. However, Alfred Mohabir has just joined the local boy, Parsutam. Alfred Mohabir from Guyana on the 17 and on the 19 captain. Big appeal again. Oh no.
Definitely going down leg. I think this batsman need to play more in front than get him back, because we know Umrah is a very big spinner of the ball, and if you allow him to get that grip off the pitch, he'd make a mess of you. So I think they need to either try to get down the track. Very good attempt by Mohabir to get down closer to the ball before it spins.
Lots of turn pretty early, but that's good control from Umrah to be getting that amount of turn with a new ball and a fresh track as well. Runs this time. Mohabir helped himself to a maximum. That ball was on the line of the leg stump, pretty short, and was quickly into position to pounce on it.
Yes, hit it with the breeze as well. Heavy breeze out here today. Funny story, Umrah was actually the first person to take my wicket at under 19 level.
I guess the first of many.
First of many. The first of many, yes.
Yeah, pretty steady left arm spinner coming all the way from Albion on the quarantine coast. Short ball again. And once again, runs. 6 more, signaled by umpire Nagisar. So, wicket early up in the over, but consecutive boundaries to end over number 3. 18 for a loss of 3. So let's take a look at the sides for today. The Essequibo Jaguars led by Ricardo Adams. Pretty set line up there. Kiston getting an opportunity today. Mahim Khan is still there. Hope we have an opportunity to see him with the ball. Still to come, Rajiv Ivan. So the Piranhas, Irjan Soko after that magnificent 97 yesterday is back. Javed Karim getting an opportunity here in Glasgow, who pulled out that magnificent catch. So a pretty set lineup as well for the Piranhas. Good afternoon. No, it's late. Things get hot.
It's a water, no?
I see. When 10 over it. When I see now we come back till it's spicy, you know? Ice. Yeah, we are getting here. Yeah. Ice and water. Go again. Keon Sinclair begins his second leg by signal by umpire Shamir Hussain. So Shamir Hussain and umpire Nagisar are the two umpires standing in this game. Had a little bit of a situation yesterday with the last match of the day, the doubleheader at LBI. Had to be postponed because of some technical issues at the ground. That game will now be played tomorrow, Monday from 1 p.m. also at LBI. So the cricketers will have an opportunity again to showcase their talents.
A little weird word there from Keon Sinclair. He's been quite consistent and so far this match, and that's a bit wayward in the context of how he's been bowling so far.
No timing there from Mohabir. Just hitting it hard into the ground. It's a nice area, the Pamona area. We're in the Pamona housing scheme, isn't it?
Yes, a nice area, quiet people, calm environment. There's also the school right over there. So, very nice environment.
Sinclair wouldn't mind that at all. Knowing that they're under some pressure. Alvin Mohabir looking to maximize the power play still. With two deep fielders, one at deep mid wicket, one at third man. Everyone else in the circle. Still trying to be positive, Mohabir.
Yes, well, I love when batsmen continue to play positive, even though they would have lost some wickets. And Parsotam is, more of a touch player. So if Alvin could be a little bit positive at the end, but he still has to look at it and play it on the merit.
See, young Glasgow at mid-on will be licking his lips, thinking if anything is in the air in his area, He's going to pull off another magnificent catch like he did earlier to get rid of Kiston. So is Danai as well, who was at the boundary. Right back at mid-wicket, pulled off a nice high catch as well. So they're catching well so far. The Piranhas taking their chances. Some adjustments to the field. Deep mid-wicket comes into the boundary. And the cover goes right back out. Comes in. Edged! And Suko was wrong-footed and just could not hold on, sprawling to his left. Chance again. This time not taken.
Yes, you could have seen that coming. Keon Sinclair hitting that off-stump line, taking the edge of Alvin Mobir. Unfortunately, that Suko couldn't hold on to that one.
4 overs completed. 24 for 3. Mobir playing some strokes. He's on 16 from 9, the top score so far. But nothing else to write home about. Parsutam is still there, however. With local knowledge, you expect that he will try to tell his partners how to play on this track. He'll played lots of his cricket right here, Parsutam.
Yes, he have played a lot of games here against his rival club, Rising Star, the home team here. Yeah, playing for the Bacchus Bulls and Affiance #1 sports club.
He will not be able to take the ball out of Umro's hand for now. 2 wickets. Last 2 deliveries he bowled, however, went to the boundary. Calvin Umro 2 for 14. One of those young spinners that really gives it a lot of rip. In addition to lots of turn, what he has done is join the long list of left-arm spinners in Guyana.
Yes, and it's pretty tough on him to have to join that list. Some would want to say he came in the wrong time, because he's an exceptional left-arm spinner, and I would still like to see him be used more at inter-county level, and so that he could press his way into the national team and move further.
Wrong the wicket now. Still getting a lot of turn, but Parsutam now realizing what has happened around him, showing good judgment. Gulcharan Chulai is another left-arm spinner of quality. Oh wow, have a lot of time for these young left-arm spinners. Flighted just over the bowler's head.
Going a little too early into that one.
So the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League has left the shores of Demerara, now into Essequibo on the Essequibo coast here at Pamona. A doubleheader today. Clean bowled. Down the pitch and exposing everything. And Alvin Mohabir is a goner. Another wicket now to Umrao. That's his 3rd. And in the 5th, the Jaguars slumping forward to 28 for 4.
Disappointing shot from Alvin Mobir. The intent that he's been showing was good, but there's also room for you to look at the deliveries, judge it properly, and not go for those rush shots that could cause a team. But Zaino Ramsamy joins to face up against his fellow Borbishan. Zainal is also another youngster coming up, played all levels of junior cricket for Guyana, and he coming off of a 50, I think he would be looking to do more at this level of cricket after being such an exceptional performer at the junior level.
Started with 3 against the Hawks. That magnificent 70 against the Caimans. 25 in his last game. Continuing from where he left off. So he has some form. 98 runs so far in the tournament from 3 innings. Once he gets 2 more, he'll be joining Sukwa, Bodie, Fu, and Yearwood in the hundreds club. And only in Essequibo you'll see a motorcycle on the cricket field. Adds to the excitement on the coastline, don't worry. Ramsamy off the mark immediately. One thing I love about Ramsamy and the way he constructed his previous innings is that he played along the ground nicely, in the V's especially.
Yeah, well, Ramsamy is a touch player. Tries to score on the carpet as much as possible rather than hit it in the air and put his innings at risk. So well fielded by the man at backward square.
5 gone, 29 for 4.
Not an impressive scorecard so far for the Jaguars. Losing the 2 wicket, the 4 wickets, but just 29 runs inside the power play. And history will tell you when a team loses this amount of overs in the power play, more often than not they end up on the losing side. But still a lot of cricket left to be played. And the man on strike, Ramsamy, he's been good for them, so he needs to come good again here for them in this game. They do have a lot of batting to come, but they need to build a partnership here and ensure that they do not lose any more wickets in the next 5-6 overs or so. They need a platform to be laid here.
Tucked away to backward square by Ramsamy. Ramsamy could really look like a classy player sometimes, Dexter.
Yeah, he is. I've seen him at the regional level for the past 2 years for Guyana under 19. Not the amount of success he'd be hoping for, but he's a young man with a lot of time on his hand, and he started this tournament well.
Slow ball by Sinclair. Sinclair has been very, very consistent throughout his spell. I think that's the reason why his captain would have given him another over here in this power play, closing off the power play.
And rightfully so. You know, he's been steady, he's been consistent. He's picked up a wicket as well, and he's been fabulous so far. That's another beauty. Sinclair gives the batter a stare as well. Parsatan has no clue about that one. So he struggled a bit so far, Parsatan. Faced the 11 balls for just the 6 runs. He's a talented player, loves to play shots, but he's been unable to find his groove early in this innings here. Nice to play it on the onside for a single. And this is what they need to do. If the boundary It's been hard to come by. They just need to ensure they keep rotating strike, but few dot balls as possible, and ensure they build a partnership here. That's what is required.
Yes, definitely. And I always say that this is what separates average batters from excellent batters. When you could rotate the strike when the boundaries aren't coming, that's when you know you're a good batter.
Cut away, backward point for 4. So Ramsami's first boundary. He's into his work quite nicely, and he's continuing the good form he's shown in this tournament so far. Beautiful shot. Excellent placement, picking up 4 on that occasion. He needs to bat at least the 15th over. If the Jaguars, they are able to put up a competitive total on the board here. Just the one delivery left in the power play. Sinclair giving him a rare boundary.
Good response by the pacer. And also a few words to say to Ramsamy, probably telling him that why aren't you playing at this ball? Why are you trying to get away from it?
Yes, a really good comeback by Sinclair. Now he has bowled well. Bowled 3 overs, 15 runs for the 1 wicket. You know, Bounce is always a fast bowler best friend. On that occasion, letting Zaimel know that it's not going to be as easy as you think. So at the end of the power play, 35 for 4 are the Jaguars. Now they've struggled, this Jaguar, to put up consistent scores in this power play, in this tournament so far. Kelvin Umrao picking up the 3 wickets. He's been excellent. Mohabir 16 from 10. Lost his wicket to a low shot. Nicely tucked away into the answer for a single. And this is interesting from the fielding side. Umrao bowling his 4th over on the trot. I guess they're looking for more wicket. He already has 3. And they'll be delighted if he can add another 1 or 2 before the end of this over.
Nice attacking captaincy. I like to see cricket played in this manner. Umrose has been all over these batsmen, and what better option than to let him continue?
You know, he's bowling with a slip. The guys at mid-wicket and short cover, they're in catching position. So his captain on the attacking side. And there we see that's another well-bowled delivery. So early on what we've seen here, Azizi, we're seeing a bit of bounce and a bit of turn in the wicket already, aiding the bowlers.
Yes, and Umro is the type of player that could extract bounce and turn from almost any pitch, much less a pitch that is facilitating that. Umro has been very consistent, finding and using all of his variations, the straight ball, the one that spins, and well played by Ramsamy.
Well bowled again. So he's bowled 4 dots in this over so far. He's about to complete an excellent spell. Can he add 1 more wicket to his tally? Almost played out in the tip, but aerial for a moment. That brings excellent bowling by Umrao to an end, picking up the 3 wickets for just the 21 runs in his 4 overs. Well done, young man. Here we see the Jaguars camp. They're quiet at the moment. They still have the skipper in Ricardo Adams still to bat. So Ricardo Adams, you know, missing out in this game. but he's been good for his team, going at just under 5 runs, and he has 4 wickets to his name. This shows just how much they're missing him in this match. His all-round capability. He's been good with his leadership. They're badly missing him in this game. So Jonathan Rampasad into the attack. Skipper of his side.
Jonathan has been the leading bowler for his team with 5 wickets, bowling at an economy rate of 6.18. Jonathan will look to continue the same form and back up the bowling of Umro, his fellow Barbician.
And this is a good start by Rampasad. It's good batting as well from these two. Rotating strike nicely. And this is what they need to do. Need to bat another 4 overs, 5 overs. Just to run around the ball and set it up for the back end. It's nicely played into the onside. Picking up just the one on that occasion. It's really good feeling in the deep. Fielder had to run a few yards to his left. Cutting it off on a powerful return. Keeping them just to 1. But this is a good batting. Rotating strike nicely here is the Jaguars. It's not been a bad wicket to bat on thus far. Yes, there's a bit of moisture.
Yes, as you can see, there are a few areas where the ball will just pop, and that's quite uncomfortable for the batters. But at the end of the day, batters, you need to adjust and try to play every delivery, whether we have an uneven pitch or not. That one dragged down by Jonathan, turned to mid-wicket by Ramsamy.
So forced over by Rampasad, going for just 5. And I get your point, Azizi. But it's not been a pretty bad wicket to bat on. Yes, we've seen the odd ball pop, but Pamona cricket ground, the pitch has always been a good one for batting. So once you spend some time and the pitch dries out just a little bit, it becomes easy for stroke play. They're already 4 wickets down, so they need to give themselves a bit of chance. Just need to give themselves a bit of chance to ensure they build a partnership, ensure they do not lose any more wickets. There we see the grill is on. Maybe some chicken or some pork is easy.
Definitely looks like we'll be having some barbecue. Just one substantial partnership so far. 22 between Alvin Mobir and Parmish Parsotam. Zaino Ramsamy would be looking to build one with Parsotam as well. Now we have another left-hand spinner replacing Kelvin Umro, Nigel Diodat. Cut away for 4. Excellent shot by the lanky Ramsamy.
Yes, superb timing. The placement was excellent. Came off the bat nicely. Ramsamy really looks in good touch here. He's batting at around about 14. There we go again, out into the deep. Another 4. Nigel Diodat hasn't started well. Similar delivery to the previous one. He's saying, hit me, Ramsamy, and that's what Ramsamy did. Beautifully played for 4.
It's like we were looking at a replay there. Same delivery, same shot.
So the fields remain the same. Just need to be tight in his liners, Dio. That
Over cover this time. Classy shot by Ramsamy. This guy is looking to press gas here. And still not trying to overhit the ball, just timing it. Leaning into that one. Over cover for 4.
That's a lovely shot. Inside out over extra cover. Finding the gap with consummate ease on that occasion. And there he goes again. Out into the deep, just a 1 on this occasion. Excellent feeling by Suresh Danai out on the deep cover boundary. Restricting them just a 1 on that occasion. But this is just what the doctor had here for the Jaguars. Ramsamy, ever since he came in, he's looked busy and he's looked to score.
Alright, so I'm just looking to dab that one to take a single. Not so for him.
So if they continue at this rate, is the projected score just around 129? No doubt they'll love to have more than that. As we can see, some of our ball buys waiting to pick up some ball when it's hit to the boundary. Jaguars haven't hit a lot of boundaries, so they haven't had a lot to do. But no doubt they're enjoying their relaxation time at this point.
Kelvin Umro being the pick of the bowler so far. 3 for 21 in 4 overs. As you could see, 16 dot balls. That's how tight it has been. Keon Sinclair backing him up with 1 for.
And this has been an excellent partnership by these two batters. Outside edge, down to the third man boundary for 4. So he's fortunate to have gotten away with that one. Ramsamy on this occasion. But you know what they say, fortune favors the brave. And ever since he came to the crease, he's looked positive. He's came up with purpose and intent. And he's been rewarded for that. He's quickly raced to 27 from just the 18 delivery.
Excellent adjustment there by Ramsamy. That one seemed to pop it on him again and played well.
It's well bowled by Rampasad, and that's the area he needs to be a little more consistently in. It's T20 cricket, you don't want to get too predictable. But when you're on top and you have batters who aren't looking to score boundary necessarily, it's important that you try to squeeze them as much as you can, so to speak.
Definitely. And if you would have paid attention to the way Umro went about his spell, that's the exact area he's been hitting. And it would have brought him quite a lot of success.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. That's really nicely bowled there. His length is good, his line is good. He's asking the batter to try something here. Single down to wide, long on. Parsatan moves on from 11 from 20 deliveries. So he's striking. Ramsamy, as we can see, 28 from 19. The healthy strike rate. 4 fours. He continues to look good.
Wide delivery by Rampasad. Rampasad is an excellent bowler coming out of the junior cricket level. I think he will transition as a top off spinner for Guyana sometime in the future.
Well, he certainly has the skill set. We know how committed he is. Nicely played, unable to find the gap on that occasion. So at the end of the 10th over, the Essequibo Jaguars is 62 for 4 and it's drinks here at Pamona ground.
Back with the action, 10 overs completed. Jaguars sent in 62 for 4 wickets pretty early. But no partnership developing between Parasutam, who's been there from the start, and one of their set batters this tournament, Zainul Ramsami. So Dexter, how do you assess the first 10 overs of this innings as Suraj Danai come for his first bowl in the second 10 of this game?
Yeah, it's 60-40 in favor of the bowling side, in my view. It's a good start from Danai. Parasatan unable to put that one away. But they've scored, just around a healthy click at just over 6, but losing the 4 wickets, would peg them back a bit, including some of their more established batters. So it's up to these two to continue to build this partnership for them.
Appeal just from keeper. The bowler not interested, and the man of the moment, umpire Nagasar, will have none of it.
It's surprising the manner in which Parsitam have struggled a bit. He's someone that likes to get on with it. He favor the offside and missing out on some of his favorite shots.
Chance. Ramsamy really had to stretch to get into his crease. Parsutam watching the ball pretty close. He's not like extending to really take on the bowling. He's waiting for deliveries to come to him, for him to play the strokes that you mentioned through the offside, just forcing it, nudging. So trying to break the wrists as the ball get onto bat. We'll have to do some work. 12 from 23 as an opening batter. You will say 4 wickets have tumbled at the next end, but as an opener, that's not encouraging.
Correct, especially when you're batting in the power play. You want to score at least somewhere around the 120, 130 mark. And if you get off, even better. But this is really good cricket by Ramsamy. From the time he came to the crease, he's not looked troubled, he's not looked bothered by the bowlers, and he's been able to score freely. So he came in and he's batting just at the right tempo which his team required. We mentioned he's gotten a 50 score. He batted well the last game in 70 yard.
This time Rocky looking to be positive. Nigel, do you hear that coming off the boundary? Or is it Javed Karim? Fielder coming off the boundary, could not get there in time. But the intent now from Parsutam, I rather suspect at the halfway stage after 10 overs, there was that talk. You've been there for a long time. Time to step on it. What is important in this over is that after a drinks break, no wicket went down. In over number 10 or 11, we usually have one of those. 11 gone, 65 for 4.
It might come in the 12, John. I think you spoke too soon. But we wait and see. As we see the leading run scorer chart, Sukwa, who batted impressively for his 80 yard yesterday, batted well. High score of 97. That came in yesterday's game. We got Kevin Bodie, Shamar Yearwood, few other guys along the lifts, and they've been doing it at fair strike rate, and that's one of the most impressive things, one of the things that you look for in this format. It's good to see Bodie among the runs. He struggled of late, struggled in the recent 50 over inter-county tournament, but so far he's looked good this tournament. He's made amends. So we witness another bowling change from the fielding side. It's going to be differential Latchman into the attack. He's not bowled a lot this tournament, but he has been good with ball in hand. And his captain is looking for him to probably provide a wicket. He does have somewhat of a golden arm, Latchman.
I remember one of the early matches, a return catch he took. That was one for the century. Really well done. Has some assistance here with some wind behind him. And it's an interesting move from Jonathan Rampasad, bringing the seamers, fresh seamers in the second half of this innings. Turning it nicely into the onside. Danai, who bowled the previous over, is called into play. But that's a ploy some captains tend to do, bringing the seamers after the second half has started.
Some captains do that. I think it all depends on the pitch when they assess conditions, because some of the matches that I've witnessed, a lot of teams tend to go with spin.
Chance for some overthrows. We'll get one at least. A wayward throw from Latchman. And he will tell you, had it been a direct hit, he would have justified why he had a throw at a non-striker's end. 2 more to the Jaguars. Yeah, different captains have different strategies. The middle phase, we would like to see more spin. This time we're seeing in the middle phase, pace on. Well played, good advancing down the track. Ramsamy is going to get pretty close to the boundary, will not get there however. Javed Karim cuts it off.
And that's the first time Ramsami's played a shot in anger, really. He's been caressing the ball nicely. He's timed the ball nicely so far. So he's looking to switch gears. Maybe that was the message at the halfway period that his coach and his captain would have told him. Nicely played on that occasion, picking up a single. So it's been a tidy over from Lachman thus far. 4 legal balls bowled. He's going for just 6 runs. But if he can pick up a wicket here, it'll be the icing on the cake.
Wouldn't get it there. But Parsutam not getting the boundaries. Rotation in the strike, yes. Getting Ramsamy back on strike. But when he has the opportunity, he as well should be trying to maximize. Because bowlers, despite their 2 right-handed batters, tend to bowl quite different to right-handers. One is tall, one is not so tall. Down the track, Ramsamy holding out to the fielder right back at that deep mid-wicket position. Nigel Duda takes it, and the set batter has to go. Ramsamy, 34, is now 72 for 5 at the end of the 12th.
Unable to middle the ball on that occasion, Ramsamy holding out to deep mid-wicket. As we see there, advancing down the wicket. Not pretty good connection out the middle of the bat, and in the end, he perishes. And it's a really good catch in the deep. You know, we have seen a few catches go down this tournament. So that ends a really good partnership by Persatan and Ramsamy. The Essequibo Jaguars a lot of work to do in the back half of this innings. They're losing one of the set batter, one of the informed batter. But it's an opportunity for someone like LaFleur, who's not had much opportunity with the bat and capitalize on it. But you know what better time to come when your teams really need you.
Look at Jonathan Rampasar and the rest of the Piranhas there. Chirpy and very happy looking. LaFleur up and down the order, had an opportunity to open in one of the earlier matches. This is going to be quite interesting because Parsatam is not getting the ball away. LaFleur looking to get a start. Might be a good time for Danai and Lachman to really get above their work at this stage. Current run rate just 6 runs and over. 120 will not be enough on this small venue.
It is a good time for the Piranhas to try to get in a few cheap overs. You mentioned Parsatan hasn't been striking the ball well. LaFleur hasn't got his course. He looked to get himself set for us.
Chipped. And again unable to get a boundary. So his call name is Rocky. But Rocky, we don't know from history, quite a competitor. When it's back against the wall, he tends to give you his best. So maybe realize that he's running out of partners now. May very well step on the gas, Rocky.
You know, to be fair to him, upon the resumption, he has looked a bit positive. He's not bad as many dot balls. Oh my, is that a chance? Could the fielder a short cover got it wrong and take that catch? So LaFleur looking to be very positive from the onset, facing his first ball, and immediately tries to hike it out the ground. Fortunately, the ball went here but landed into open space. So he's off the mark, and he signaled his intent right away.
Sometimes there's a feeling side when you're in such a good position. Those chances you tend to go diving for, Dexter. Even if you do not get close, but it puts something in the batter's minds that you're prepared to go for anything that is in the air. So LaFleur, lucky to get away with that one.
I agree with you psychologically. That can put them on up with the pressure, make them wonder, should I bat in a positive manner, or should I just try to spend some time? And in doing so, that plays into the feeling side, because you get a few cheap overs. In the process, you can get wicket, and it aids in the process of your team doing well.
Nice bottom hand. Chases on. Good diving, fielding effort from Sinclair. That's Keon Sinclair. You can expect 110% from him every time in the field.
That's a brilliant diving save there by Keon Sinclair. Certainly saved his side 3 runs. That was well struck. Wide of long on by LaFleur. Almost Superman like there, Sinclair. Good save.
What about the running? Just a single?
This is good cricket. We speak so many times about when you're not able to get boundaries, you need to rotate strike. And so far, 5 balls in this over, and they've all picked up singles. Now, all these runs they add, of course. And in building a partnership, it's not only boundary.
Low full toss. Look at that. Fielder at wide long on and also at long on. So 6 singles in the 13th, 78 for 5.
And this is really good cricket by the Piranhas. Before that ball was bowled, they did not had someone in deep mid wicket, and immediately, the center fielder out there, and that's where the ball went. As we see the bowling card for the Piranhas, very impressive figure. Kelvin Monroe, the pick up them with 3 for 2 and a run from his quarter. So his job with the ball for the day has finished. Sinclair, Deodat, they've done well with the ball in hand.
So after that Ramsamy show, 34 from 26. No one else really getting among the runs. Parsutam is still there. Alvin Mohammed threatened with 2 sixes and a 4. Just 3 scoring shots for him, and then he disappeared. Needed to spend more time at the crease. Latchman now for his second. A big appeal goes up, and the finger of the umpire goes up. Shamir Hussain agrees with Latchman and the Piranhas that is wicket number 6. LaFleur trapped on the crease and adjudged leg before. 78 for 6. He goes for 3.
We did talk about this young man, Latchman. He has a golden arm. In his second over, picking up his second wicket. And the Jaguars, they don't look a happy unit. Struck plumb in front, and umpire Hussain says that's out, LaFleur, you out of here. So a short stay for LaFleur, and the Jaguars, they continue to lose wicket at regular intervals.
In the huddle now, the Piranhas, they're smelling blood in that deep water, that black water that they like to traverse. Anything that is in their field, they'll take. New batsman Rajiv Ivan, the man from Port Morant. Ivan at number 8, left-handed batter. What do you make of that, Dexter?
Very, very surprising. He's batted at 4-5 in this team throughout the competition so far. I'm not sure it's a strategic move to have him down the order to try to give his team some impetus at the back end of the innings. But it's pretty interesting tactics. Not sure what is the thinking exactly from the Jaguars. But he has a heap load of work to do to get his side to a respectable total that the bowlers can defend.
He's been among the runs. 36 against the Hawks, 26 against the Caimans, 29 against the Anacondas. In 3 innings, 91 runs. Strike rate of just under 170. So he's one of the form batters for the Jaguars. Very much surprised like you that he's batting this late. But sometimes when you look at the combinations that they were looking at as they bat throughout the innings, left, right, throughout. Big appeal goes up. The ball went into the gloves of Sukwa. Umpire this time unmoved. Might have brushed something because did not signal wide either. Umpire Shamir Hussain.
Yeah, probably came off the tie pad. So Ivan signal there. But this is a really good matchup. An informed batter for the Jaguars. And Lachman, who's been very good with ball in hand for the Piranhas, up against each other here. So this is a battle that I'm looking forward to. Lachman in just the second over.
Up and over. Gets his first run in the form of a boundary. Durat could not cut that one off. Small boundaries on the offside for his left-handed batter. Ivan gets 4.
And immediately what we're seeing here is familiarity between the batter and the bowler. They're both from Berbice, and we've not seen Lachman bowl a short ball. A very second ball to Ivan. No, he went short, and he was penalized for a boundary that occasion. Could be because he's batting without a helmet. Could be because they're friends and they want to have the bragging rights over his friend. But it's really good cricket, a really good battle here.
Treading a needle this time, and that's the experience of Rajiv Ivan. Confidence and form as well. He gets a consecutive boundary.
Very well placed and very well timed. Placing it to perfection, allowing the ball to come onto the bat nicely, placing it backward of square for 4 well-timed runs. So he started well here, Ivan, and I think this is the right approach by him. You don't want to just come out and try to survive and not score, and then you end up with just 110. I don't think that'll be enough. So he's looked positive. He looks like he wants to score runs, and that's the right approach for me.
Lachman just given too much of room outside the off stump. Ivan wouldn't mind that at all. And again, outside his off stump. Cut off by Durat.
Durat has been busy on the cover boundary. He saved a few runs for his side already. And with 6.1 overs to go, he still have a lot more work to do, especially if this guy Ivan continues to bat in the manner which he started here. Parsitan is there with him still. He's 18 from 29. I think it's time he needs to shift to the next gear.
He's an engineer by profession, Parasutam. So shifting gears should not be something too hard for him. One of the engineers of region number 2, where we are. From the Affiance area, just a few miles north. Unable to get a boundary. He'll keep strike at the start of the new over. 14 gone, 88 for 6.
So 88 for 6 after 14, and this is a really interesting passage of play. 6 wicket down. Many would think that the batters would want to give themselves just a few balls to get in. But with 88 runs on the board and a projected score of 126, I don't think that's going to be a very challenging total on this wicket. I mean, it will be runs on the board nevertheless.
Nice windy conditions here at Pamona on the Essequibo coast. South of the Essequibo coast we are, south on the Essequibo coast. Nice day for some coconut water, Dexter. Look at the 4s and 6s race here. Jan Sukwa after that magnificent innings yesterday. Leading the 4s races. Kevin Bodie with 9 6s is on top of the 6s column. Rampaswat is back wicketless from his first 2 overs. He started at the northern end with the wind. Now he's going to go against the wind to the right-handed Parasutam. Starts with a long hop. Sinclair
Sinclair has been really good in the field so far in this game. He saved quite a few runs for his side already. And John, you mentioned the coconut. When we were younger, we had a rhyme. It goes coconut water, good for your daughter.
Could have that by the belly full in the country. In the air, but also in the gap. Feel the right backhand cover boundary, however. So Rampasad, also from Port Morant, like Ivan. 2 deliveries in this over, just too short.
Yeah, he luckily got away with that one, Rampasad. But I think, he's marshaled his troops well so far. It's going to be a challenge heading into the back end of the innings.
Up and over. Could this be a boundary for Parasutam? It is. Switching gears now. Perhaps at the right time. 94 for 6, halfway through the 15th.
Yes, and this is his matchup. That's a very well shot. Placed nicely over cover. There's no feeler out there. Picks up a boundary, but this is his matchup. The right arm off spinner will be spinning the ball into him.
Oh my goodness. Just as he's beginning to step on the accelerator. Look at that magnificent diving catch from Karim. Running in from the boundary, full stretch to his left. And what a snatch to get rid of Parasutam, the opener. He goes to 24, it's now 94 for 7.
Look at that catch. Simply brilliant. Had to cover a few yards. Javed Karim. He got there and took a beautiful catch in the end. Stuck out his left hand. And it stick. That's what the effort does, John. So Parasutam goes with just the 1-4, no 6. Strange innings from him. But you could argue that he kept the innings together when wicket was falling regularly at the other end. So it's now time for the likes of Ivan and Jawahir, who is a strong man and can hit the ball a long way, to try to put some impetus into this innings and get them up to a pretty decent total. What is a decent total on this wicket? We're still not sure. But with a projected score of around 128, we suspect that the Jaguars will want more than that. Rampasad getting a wicket in his third over. We did mention he's been really steady with his bowling. He's marshaled his troops well. The negative matchup working in his favor. So he picks up his first wicket of this innings.
Good time for Kevin Jawahir towards the back end of the innings. Still 5 overs after this. 17, 20 and 2. That's his recent form. But with Rajiv Ivan, he has an opportunity to express himself. Both free scoring batters, Jawahir and Ivan. And I think with the right hand, left hand combination, they will complement each other well in the last 5 overs. But from a Jaguars standpoint, the two of them will want to face most of this remaining overs.
Tucked into the onside. So Jawahir is off the mark. So they ended it over number 15. The score moves on to 95 for 7. Need to be careful of the Jaguars. With just 3 wickets remaining, they're threatening to be bowled out here.
Look at the Georgetown that we're seeing. This used to be called the Manhattan. Some tall buildings now. Consistent scoring, you'd say, despite like over number 7, just 2 runs. some of the smaller buildings, but generally they've been consistent just around that 6 runs and over mark. The 4 top teams will qualify for the semi-finals. The 4 top teams here: Pitbulls, Anacondas, Jaguars, and Piranhas, all locked on 4 points. Hawks and Caimans yet to get on the board in terms of points. Later on, we'll have another game. The Pitbulls and the Hawks will take the field. So it's a double-header here today at Pamona. And a man with local knowledge, of course, Azizi has joined us again. Azizi, 5 overs to go, projected score of 127. With your knowledge, local knowledge, will 127 be enough for the Essequibo Jaguars?
I don't think so, but well, we know cricket is a game, as they say, of glorious uncertainties. Anything could happen here today, but I think this pair could probably push them to 135, 140 in this last 5 overs.
Danai is back. Oh, what a shot off the hips. Just holding his position and just playing with pure wrist and not risk to get a boundary. Well played, Jawahir.
Nice play of words there, John. Nicely tucked off the hips, long to backward square by Jawahir.
It was a ball that was not even on the line of his leg stump to begin with. That's what made it look so much more brilliant. 100 now on the board for the Jaguars. And from that position they were earlier, when they lose 4 early wickets, to have 100 on the board now, it's something that they must really be happy for.
Definitely. I think it was 26 for 4. And now coming up to 100 here. As I said, this pair could take this score up to 135, 140. Because since they would have come to the crease, they seem to be stepping on the gas here.
Yeah, projected score pushing up now to 130. Previously he was hovering around the 120s. Danai again. In the slot, in the air as well. Diving effort. And this time not able to hold on, and the ball goes trickling into the boundary, it looks like.
I think he was looking for a highlight catch there, because he could have taken that easily. He was waiting back just to put in the dive, and that's quite unacceptable at this level.
Cricket is still a fundamental game. No need to go styling up every time. The cameras are on, but you'll have your moment eventually. 2 fours already in the over. Short ball. And Suraj Danai, realizing that Ivan has no helmet, will certainly look to bring out a short ball to let him know that he's a fast bowler.
Yes, and also beating him there with pace seems to be a slow bouncer.
Wicket stumbling at 2, 5, 6, 28. Then there's a partnership. Quick single. Wicket number 5 went down at 72. Then a cluster again, 78, 94. So the Essequibo Jaguars, just one partnership of note. So dot ball 20 over, 16 gone, 4 to go. It's 105 for 7. Top score of the inning so far, Ramsamy 24, Parsutam made 24 in support. Alvin Mohabir did not last too long for 16. Wickets shared. Amrao the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 21. Latchman with still 2 overs to go, 2 for 17. And Sinclair with 1 to go, 1 for 15. Piranhas enjoying the early exchange of this game. The early exchanges. But current run rate rising above 6 runs now, given a projected score. An opportunity to get it nose above that 130 mark. You mentioned this player can take it to 135. But the question is, will 135 be enough?
Good question. But with the likes of Ricardo Adams, who is the leading wicket taker thus far in this tournament, it's could be defendable, but I don't think it would be easily defendable. They will really have to bowl good today.
Captain Rampersad starts his final over. Even a tall figure of Lashman could not pull that down. And it goes into the boundary, over the boundary ropes for a maximum. What a way to start the 17th.
A little too short by Rampersad there. Ivan leaning onto the back foot and hitting this one over long on for 6.
Pressure right back on the bowler now. And he goes again. Similar direction. Similar result. Consecutive 6s now. And we can see now Ivan stepping on it again.
Top shot again by Ivan, but Rampersad seems to be getting a little wayward in this over. He has been bowling reasonably well before the 2 boundaries. 19 of the 3 overs. Now he's 1 for 31.
12 runs from his first 2 deliveries. Bowling into the breeze and just bowling too short. This time much quicker on the pad. I think he'd be happy to have Rajiv Ivan off strike. Lots of familiarity, like I mentioned, between Rampersad and Ivan. Both of these players from Port Morant on the Quarantine Coast. Rampersad, a young sensation, a young upcoming star. Rajiv Ivan had lots of experience playing in the early 2000s. Traveled a lot with the Super 50 side a long time ago. Limited opportunities, just 2 list day games. Was in the squad to face Pakistan at border. So he has been around. And of course with all of his experience, showing that even coming at number 8, 28 from 11 is good enough for him so far.
Yeah, well, this is what this tournament would have brought to us. As we could see here, experience versus young, skillful player. Right? The young players get to bowl against the experienced players of this caliber, Rajiv Ivan. And this could just develop their cricket, take them to the other level, help them to be successful when they move on.
Too close to chop. A dot ball to win the 17th. 14 from it. Rampersad finishing his quota of 4, 1 for 33. 3 overs to go, 119 for 7. Recent matches, just last night, Piranhas defeating the Pitbulls, giving them their first defeat of the tournament. And Collins also winning over the Jaguars recently. So the Jaguars in this game want to bounce back to their winning ways. Partnerships to date, I mentioned that 44 between Ramsamy and Parasutam. The best of the innings, and now the second best is this one between Rajiv Ivan and Kevon Jawahir for the 8th wicket. 1 over up his sleeve. Keon Sinclair's back for the 18th. Pace on now.
Keon Sinclair looking to finish off an economical spell so far. 1 for 15 in 3 overs. You would be looking to continue to be economical or take some more wickets to brighten up his figures a little bit more.
3 wickets in the tournament, including this one. Much better player than that. Jawahir looking to be a bit cheeky.
Trying to get a little bit fancy there, Jawahir. Keeping it simple is sometimes the best strategy. Hitting down the ground, or the wind is in favor for him hitting leg side, so I don't think he needed to try that.
The feel that fine leg is in the circle, so that might have encouraged him as well. Jawahir, sometimes it's much better to back yourself to go down the ground, play conventional strokes, play the ball on its merit. Just like that. Lots of bottom hand. Over extra cover she goes, up and over. One bounce into the boundary. Karim is too square at cover to cut that off.
Ball from Kean Sinclair sitting up. Jawahir onto it with a flash, hitting it through cover. Very strong.
Hitting from a strong base there, Jawahir. And just like we mentioned, it would be good if you can just play conventional strokes sometimes. Cheeky shots will come. He's a strong man. Looking to back his power again. He goes. Just delaying it a little bit. And this time again, Karim unable to cut it off. Slightly fuller and just delaying the stroke to a slower delivery.
Captain moved the fielder into the area where the ball was hit previously. Now Jawahir hit the ball to the same exact area the fielder was. This just shows the class of this young man here this morning, sorry.
3-4 from 9 deliveries, quickly on to 15. This really is a good partnership for the Jaguars, taking the projected score now up to 145. And that has forced the bowler to go wide of the mark and penalized. Jaguars are hunting runs. We're in the mighty Essequibo, the county where lots of hunting can be done. Jawahir from west coast of Berbice, making a long journey across. Good delivery, good comeback from Sinclair.
Nicely directed short delivery there by Sinclair. Looking to pull.
Extra pace indeed. And look at Sinclair. What Sinclair has forced Ivan to do is to call for the helmet. Previously, Ivan was facing up to Latchman and to Danai without his helmet. But now it's Sinclair in the attack. Just for 1 over. Ivan calling for his helmet. If it's nice, you do it twice. Keeping it simple, nice pace on again. And Jawahir not accustomed to that, you can say, beaten again.
Definitely, we could see he's a bit uncomfortable with the ball at that height. And Keon seeing that and putting it in that area.
Up and over, there's a field extra cover. So it'll be just a single. He will keep strike at the start of the 18th, of the 19th in fact. 18 gone, 129 for 7. Ivan has gone past Parasutam in terms of score in this innings. Ramsamy 34, the top scorer of the innings so far. The 19th over will be bowled by Suresh Danai, who has conceded 19 as well from 3 overs. So this is his final opportunity to get a wicket. So he's wicketless so far, Suresh Danai. Jawahir 16 from 12. Ivan 28 from 13. Really giving this innings a late push. Nice conditions here at Pamona on the Essequibo coast. It's a double header in the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports under the patronage of President His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali. This one is booming in the air. Fielder comes around. Glasgow cannot hold on again. Had a brilliant one this morning. Had a couple of chances going down yesterday. And now again, flooring this one. He kept his eyes on it, but it was going away with the breeze. Valiant effort. Single to Jawahir nonetheless. The helmet has disappeared again for Ivan. Suresh Danai now with 5 deliveries still to go. But running into this breeze. The breeze has picked up a little bit more than when we started this morning. By Nagasar. Finding out what's the delay about. Do remember we have a second game today, gentlemen. And then a ferry to catch this evening. Losing his shape, it's in the air. And Rampasada, that very straightish mid-off takes it. Reverse cup. So partnership broken. Ivan goes. It's now 130 for 8 in the 19th.
Ivan would have done his job. But the Jaguars would have loved to see him finish off this innings for them. As I said earlier, 135. If he would have stayed, they could have probably got into 150 easily. But it's not to be. So we now see Young taken comfortably by the skipper. Now into the crease, young Maim Khan, Essequibo, young Essequibo player, plays for the Transport Cricket Club. This youngster is very talented off spinner, but he's no joker with the bat as well. He could hit a few.
He replaces Ivan, who went for 28 from 14. He can hit a few indeed. We saw him hitting a few early up in the tournament. Not getting a lot of opportunities with bat. Picked more for his off-spin bowling. And in the last game, did not bowl at all. Over to go after this one, Danai, getting his first wicket. Wicket of Ivan with a quick off break. One of the off cutters, you'll say.
Leading into that one, Maim Khan just spoke of the class he has as a youngster. Recently playing regional under 19.
Was not in the 11, well, in the team, initially the squad. Eventually went as a replacement player.
Yeah, for Bruce Vincent. He picked up a back injury.
Lots of room outside his off stump. Fumble from Latchman, but not capitalized by these batters, Jawahir and Khan. Khan perhaps saying to Jawahir that he will take care of Danai's last delivery. No need to come back for the second. 3 singles and a wicket in this over for Danai.
Just a single. Run rate seems to be going down again.
Danai has finished his work for today with the ball. 1 for 23. 1 over to go. It's 133 for 8. We're down to the 20th over of this innings. Devendra Latchman, 2 for 17, getting his third and last. Mahim Khan has just gotten there. He's on 2 from 3. He's on strike. 18 for Jawahir. Appeal for a caught at the wicket. Umpire Salim Hussein is unmoved. Adrian Sukwa, the wicketkeeper as well, belatedly going up in appeal. So that's not a shout of conviction. That's a shout of optimism, hoping that he can get a wicket there. The Devendra Latchman will be happy. At least he starts with a dot ball in the final over.
Darted into the pads there by Latchman. He's been excellent here. Hasn't been used much in the tournament as a bowler, but today really stepping up, taking 2 wickets, and now coming and finishing the death.
Well, this one is swatted away nicely. It's gone into that building somewhere. It's not complete, but whenever they go to recommence some work there, they'll find a ball for souvenir. Well hit by Jawahir.
Jawahir picking the slow ball and slug sweeping this one into mid wicket boundary for 6.
Waited on it and had to fetch it from outside his off stump. So that's good timing from him. Kept his eyes on it. Shorter, also outside his off stump. Not able to get back onto it the way he wanted it. So his timing was not there, looking for power, but gets a single only.
Yeah, he was looking to hit that one a little bit too hard. Not looking for the timing that he got previously.
I think you're onto something here, Azizi. Score's gone past 135 that you were speaking of earlier. This one is going to trickle into the boundary as well. Well, not quite trickle, it's going to run into the boundary. Good shot in the circumstances. Healthy edge.
Yes. Good for the batsman, not too lucky for the bowler. But the Jaguars will take it how they get it right now.
Like you said, 135 earlier. They've gotten 10 more. I think you're onto something. 150 is a psychological advantage. Will they get there? No. Single so far. Do that onto the ball quickly. Looking for the second, Mahim Khan. So to just 1. End of the innings. 20 overs completed. Essequibo Jaguars sent in by the Berbice Piranhas 146 for 8, 6 extras. Andrews and Parasutam started things off. Andrews went early. Kiston on debut did not stick around for too long. Ricardo Adams, the captain. Mohammed came and hit a couple of boundaries, but then there was a little bit of stability with Ramsamy and Parasutam. LaFleur did not stick around, but Rajiv Ivan and Jawahir gave the innings a late push.
Kelvin Umro, the pick of the bowlers today. 3 for 21 from his 4 overs. Supported by Devendra Latchman with 2 for 29 in his 3. And 1 apiece for Keon Sinclair, Jonathan Rampasad and Suresh Danai to complete this excellent bowling attack that the Berbice Piranhas put forward today.
146 the final score from their 20 overs. In that bowling lineup, Nigeria had under-bowled. Maybe because of conditions, maybe because the other bowlers are doing well. We'll take a break and come back with a run chase with the Piranhas looking to get 147 for 2 points. We'll be back.
Welcome back to all our viewers. We're about to witness the start of the innings of the Bordeaux Piranhas. They're chasing 146 for victory from their 20 overs. 147, I beg your pardon. At the crease is Adrian Sukwa, and he has an opening partner in the form of Jonathan Rampersad. Ricard Adams with ball. Here we go. Well bowled, nicely played. So the Piranhas did off and running. Forest ball.
Nice to see Adrian Sokwa off the mark early. You would be looking to back up his 90 odd from the last game. He's in some sort of form. He's always been a youngster to look forward to since during junior cricket days. Down leg side, tickle off the pads. Umpire signal leg byes.
Struck down the ground. Misfield by the fielder, made off. Lalsa off the marks with a single. So his signal his intent quite early. And this is the way he bats Lalsa. He looks to get on with it. Adrian Sukwa on strike, batted beautifully for his 97 yesterday. So he is in some good touch as well. Ricardo Adams with the new ball for the Jaguars, and I don't think this is a bad move with two left-hander. It's a good matchup.
And in the first innings, we saw this work for the Bordeaux Piranhas, where they open with a left-arm spinner in the form of Omro. He would have bowled 3 overs for 21, 3 wickets for 21 and 4 overs. Sorry. So Ricard Adams would look to do the same. Get some wickets here. Well taken by Maim Khan. Excellent catch. And this is exactly what the Essequibo Jaguars would have wanted. More so the captain, Ricardo Adams, adding to his tally of wickets in this tournament.
So the change to bowl Ricardo Adams with the new ball for the Jaguar has worked. He picked up the wicket of Salson. It's very forced over. Lalsa looking to go big on that occasion. Did not make the contact he wanted. Holds out to deep mid wicket. It's a really well judged catch by Maim Khan, the youngster. And continuing his good form with the ball is Ricard Adams picking up yet another wicket in the very first over. In at number 3 for the Piranhas is young Romeo Dinarin, a youngster with a good head, former Guyana under 19 player. He come to the crease a little bit earlier than he would have expected, but I think this is a good opportunity for him to spend some time and can get among the runs. You know, he's a touch player, someone who bats long. So Adrian Sukwa, last game 97, and you know we batted previously before that for 28 and I think 26 if I remember correctly. So he's in good touch, he's among the runs, and he'll be looking to be as consistently as he can and look to back up his performance from yesterday with the bat.
As we can see here now, spin on both ends for the Jaguars. a bit of a mix-up in the middle. Nothing coming out of that. The batters in the middle need to communicate better.
That's a terrible piece of running between these two batters. Luckily, they did not result in the loss of a wicket. Nevertheless, they continue to bat. Beautifully bowled by LaFleur. He's done this quite a lot this season, LaFleur, bowling with a new ball. So this is nothing new to him. He's been impressive. He's bowled economical. And he started well here.
Soko playing forward, taking the edge of the bat. Well fielded by Parmesh Parsotam. 3 dots to start the over here by LaFleur.
So LaFleur found the outside edge of Sukwa. No slip in play. It's a bit surprising. Yes, we know it's just 20 overs and batting inside the power play. As we see yet again another player miss from Sukwa. And this is really good stuff by LaFleur. He's been tight on the off stump line. And he started well, backing up his captain Ricardo Adams, who picked up a wicket in the very first over of the match. Scampers through for a single. This is not impressive running between the wickets by these two batters. Again, they could have resulted in a wicket.
And this is what pressure does. After 4 dot balls consecutively, Sokwa and Dionarine looking for a run to keep the score ticking. So dot balls building up, pressuring the batters here.
So as we see a few changes in the field, a slip being employed by Adams for Dionarine. And I think this is a good move. The floor obviously is an off spinner. He spins the ball away from the left hander. Can bring that outside edge into play. Nicely played out to cover. So the end of the over from the floor, conceding just the 1 run. And the Jaguars, they started well. So there's 6 for 1 after 2 overs. The Piranhas, they'll be looking to bite their way further into achieving this target. So the match summary so far: Ramsamy, who has been batting well, continues to impress us. Another top score of 34 from 26. Rajiv Ivan provided much needed impetus at the back end with 28. So too did Jawahir. The pick of the ball is Kelvin Umrao, 3 for 21 from his 4 overs, and was ably supported by Latchman and Keon Sinclair with 2 and 1 wicket apiece respectively.
Ricardo Adams back for his 2nd over into the inform Adrian Soko. Shot through cover 4. Excellent timing by the young man, and this just adds to the form he's been having throughout this tournament so far. The leading run scorer facing up against a leading wicket taker.
That's exquisitely played through the covers all along the ground for 4 by Sukwa. I know that was a feature of innings in yesterday's match. Hitting the gap nicely, hitting the ball on the ground as well. There's an appeal for a stumping. But Shamir is not interested in that one.
Sokwa is known to be a wicket keeper, trying to steal wickets sometimes. not pleased by his opposite number doing the same.
And this is a really good contest between Adams and Sukwa. Adams has been really impressive with the ball for his side. And he's bang on target here again. Sukwa tight in defense. So I have to keep producing a friendly out. While the first ball of the over, he came back with 3 dot deliveries so far.
Well, this is the matchup we like to see. The leading run scorer coming up against the leading wicket taker. But Ricardo Adams, experienced campaigner, now shaping up to bowl to the young Romeo Deonarine. Let's see how Deonarine would manage the experience of Ricardo. Punch off the back foot.
Unable to pierce the gap on that occasion is young Romeo as the third over conclude. 11 for 1, the Piranhas. Ricardo Adams picking up a 1 wicket for just the 8 runs in his second over so far. And it's been a good start by the Jaguars inside the power play. As we see some fans sheltering under the tree, enjoying the lovely cricket. There's one thing about Pamona ground, we always see spectators, regardless of whatever cricket's being played, come out and show their support for cricket and then their respective teams.
Yeah, well, these guys do not miss cricket. More so when cricket is played on a Sunday. On the Essequibo coast, that's where most cricket is being played, on a Sunday, and most people look to come out and enjoy their cricket. Given by the umpire. Stumped by young Tamani Caesar. Excellent delivery by LaFleur.
What happened there? He seemed to be stumped. Excellent work by Tamani Caesar. Got his man on that occasion. So his persistent work paying off on that occasion. And he created a piece of magic to dismiss Adrian Sukwa, the man in form for the Piranhas. You know, the fall of the second wicket, bring captain Jonathan Ram Passat to the crease. You know, he's looked good in a few games that he's played. Hasn't gone on to get a real big score as per se, but he has looked good and he's played a few cameo and chasing 147 for victory here today. Now, this is a perfect opportunity for him to spend some time, you know, and try to get a big score for his side to take his team home here in this game. As he takes his guard, LaFleur, who's been quite steady, not a whole heap of wickets, but he's been economical. Now we see a slip being employed with the new batter on strike.
LaFleur now coming around the wicket to the left-hander. Bowling with a slip. Packed offside field.
You know, this is an interesting field set. Now
Only
we were
three
still
fielders
within the power play, and the 2 guys out. It's a deep mid wicket and a deep cover, mid off up in the circle. Off spin the ball into the left hander. There's a slip in place. Nicely bowled, nicely played.
Rush shot there by the captain of the Piranhas, taking the inside edge and going in to the mid-wicket boundary, fielded by Maim Khan.
Singles bring Romeo on strike, who's not yet off the mark. Face just the two delivery though. And that's a lovely shot. Inside out. Over cover for 4 runs. Missed his length on that occasion, LaFleur. And he's penalized for 4 runs. So this is good batting by Dionerang. Now the off spinner, 2 left-handers at the crease. He's not allowing himself to get bogged down.
Hitting with the breeze there. Romeo going over cover. Nice fluent shot. Hitting with the spin as well.
Mix up between the batters. Yes, no, yes, no. In the end, it did not cost them a wicket. But he remains on strike, Romeo. Indecision with the running between the wicket by the batters.
That would have been the second mix-up in this innings thus far. A little bit of work needs to be done while they're running between the wickets.
And the Jaguars, you know, they're getting through. There was quite quickly as we see the scorecard for the Piranhas. Just the 4 overs bowled. No one quite get going as yet. Captain Rampasad and the right at the crease. So they need to form a bit of a partnership here for the Piranhas. 16 for 2 after 4 overs. So it's been a bit of a steady start. Yes, they've lost the 2 wickets in the process, but they need to consolidate. And we see Captain Adams making the bowling change with 2 left-handers at the crease. In comes another off-spinner, Rajiv Ivan into the attack. Who's not a renowned off-spinner, but it does give it a tweak or two. And he's quite capable with the ball. So this is an interesting move. We're still inside the power play. So we'll see how he goes. Rampasad is the kind of batter who likes to score boundaries. So no doubt if he gets it wrong, Ivan, he can be punished. Oh my, oh dear. What was that? That seems to be Parsatan. A rank long hop. Could have hit it anywhere. Rampasad skied it on the fielder. Parsatan, a short third, made a mess of it. Very simple catch, went under it very casually, and he put it down.
This one up in the air. Fielder running back, saved it. Jonathan seems to be onto something. Trying to hit almost every delivery, but is not getting the timing he's looking for. Poor running again by this pair.
Unacceptable running between the wickets. Mid off in a circle. That ball was hit just a few feet away from the long arm boundary, and they casually just walk for a single. Bear in mind, we're still within the restrictions of the power play, and they don't seem keen on taking the runs. However, they can get it. They've already lost the 2 wickets. They're batting less than a run a ball at the moment.
And as we know, the power play is very, very important in this format of the game. Scoring fast in the power play is important. Set a platform for the team to build on. You have the likes of Sion Glasgow to come, aggressive youngster as well. But without a platform, you would be forced up in the air again.
There's
LaFleur settles under it.
Opportunity. LaFleur settles. LaFleur takes it competently, I must add. Rampasad goes. So Rajiv Ivan gets his man in the end, picking up his first wicket in his first over. The Piranhas 18 for 3. So they're in totters here. That's a very careless shot by skipper Rampasad. He perishes. And we've seen some outrageous piece of cricket by both sides here today. You have to ask yourself, what sort of shot is that? Wasn't to the pitch of the ball, but he chose to go through the shot in the end, skying it in the air and losing his wicket in the process. New batter Sion Glasgow, who had a good innings yesterday as well. Partner Adrian Sukwa, very well in it. With 3 down with just 18 runs on the board, chasing 147 for victory. He certainly has his work cut out. He's batting with Romeo the other end, who's not necessarily a power hitter. But he can rotate the strike. He's an elegant player.
It's another left-hander comes to the crease here on Glasgow. Look to build on his innings. His past innings of 26, 50 and 22 so far in the tournament. Oh. Playing and missing.
So it's a fantastic over by Rajiv Ivan, going for just the 2 runs, picking up the wicket of the skipper Rampasad. We did said he's not a renowned off spinner, but he does give the ball quite a tweak. So Glasgow being left-handed, so to Dionarin, we've seen the introduction of another off spinner.
We're seeing some heavy winds here as well at Pamona. Mahim Khan did not bowl the last game that he played. And the game before that was just bowling just too quick, as if he was bowling through a pipe as well. No turn, no revs.
That is interesting to note. And on this wicket, he will get some assistance. So you don't want to try overcompensate or try to fight against the condition. It's about assessing the condition and do what's required.
Oh, starts with a juicy full toss. Because for a spinner, it's not going to be considered dangerous. Almost to the chest. And signaled a no ball now by umpire Shamir Hussain. Bad way to start, especially with this high wind from Mahim Khan.
Look at that. Full toss. Almost to the chest height. Romeo accepts, put that one away to the square leg boundary.
This is the free hit now. And he gets another boundary. Kiston coming around quickly to his left, cannot cut it off. Bad start to his spell from Mahim Khan. Consecutive boundaries now for his good friend, Romeo Dinarain.
Yeah, these two know each other very well. Played in the recent Guyana 19 team early this year together. Excellent save by Parasatan. Save a certain boundary on that occasion. But this is good batting by Romeo. They're still within the power play, and we know how crucial the sixth over is. You know, the Jaguars, they started well. They've picked up 3 wickets. They've bowled economical. And just want to ensure they finish off the power play nicely. And the Piranhas, you know, they're fighting back here.
I'm not sure what Jonathan Rampasot was trying to do when he was batting. Seemed as if he wanted to get out of this heat. Just gifting his wicket away. Adrian Sukwa had a little bit of a start, and because of the form he's in, you do not want to give away form in any tournament.
Not a dot ball on occasion. I agree with you, but I must admit it was a brilliant piece of stumping by Caesar. Sukwa just lifted his foot ever so slightly off the ground, and that was enough. Whipped off the bay in a flash like a cat. Jeez, oh my, oh my. Could have easily been a 4th one down for the Piranhas. Just over the head of the fielder, short cover. In that of LaFleur. And Romeo survives. He continues to bat. He moves on to 15 from 12 delivery. The score at the end of the power play is 30 for 3.
Ricardo Adams and LaFleur share the new ball. And Rajif Ivan, the spinners, getting wickets. The new bowler, Mahim Khan, yet to get into that wickets column. But again, expensive. Rather suspect that's the reason he did not bowl in the last game that he played. Look at the dancing coconut tree. The leaves now. The equation, 117 from 84. Assignment for the Piranhas.
17 from 84 deliveries. You know what they say, John? Nice. So that's nicely played. Nice and compact. Unable to find the gap on that occasion. Still on the ring. But he's gotten a start here, Romeo. Now, he hasn't batted a whole lot in this tournament. And they've entrusted him. Wow. Bounce and turn from Ivan. And he's doing the job for his skipper here. Surprisingly came on to bowl in the power play, but it has worked. So it's a bit of brave captaincy from Ricardo Adams.
Yeah, all 4 of the spinners bowling in the power play. At least 1 over. That's a lot of responsibilities being entrusted on these bowlers. But you know, right at one stage, I started the tournament, batted quite down the order. Then opened the batting. Now he is at number 3 for his side, the Burmese Piranhas.
Nicely bowled. Nicely bowled, Ivan. Yeah, but the Piranhas, they haven't been quite good with the bat, with the exception of 1 or 2 players. So I don't think it's a bad ploy by the management to give some of the other batters an opportunity to bat up the order. Nicely played by Glasgow, gets a single. And the situation, they're chasing just the 147. It will suit the game of someone like a Romeo during a rhyme. You know, who can hit boundaries, but at the same time, you know, he bats smartly, picks up, runs in the gaps, and he keeps the strike going.
So the score at under 5 runs and over. Required run rate is climbing with every dot ball. 114 to get from 78. Required run rate under 9 runs now. 33 for 3 after 7.
So right, if Ivan completing his second over, going for just the 5 runs. As we see Romy doing it right, he's on 17. He's still there. Glasgow faced just the 5 delivery. He's batted with Romeo. None of the other batters got into double figure. So a partnership is what's required here by these two batters. And they're two intelligent young men. You know, you won't find them playing rush shot unless the situation demands that. But we mentioned the rate at which they're scoring at just under 5. So we rather suspect that one of them will want to take the initiative to ensure that they score just around that required run rate for the next few overs.
Jawahi with ball now. Bowling what is considered the most difficult art form in this beautiful sport, the leg breaks. So the right arm wrist spinner now coming into the attack. Kevon Jawahir. This is over number 8. Dinner Ryan run a ball 17. The chase is on. Parshottam will come second. Quick delivery from Jawahir, and it came off the outer part of the bat, just staring at Dinner Ryan. You can say opening the face of the bat and allowing that to run off.
Yes, nicely played. And more importantly, he got it in the gap and he got 4 runs. Just to come back to your point, Jar, you mentioned leg spin being the most difficult art in cricket. What about wicket keeping?
Seems as if he's on the crease. Given out. You just mentioned wicket keeping, and there we go. Tamale Caesar once again whipping off the bails very quickly, and Dean Ryan, little innings of 21, threatening, but will have to go. Credit to the wicketkeeper.
Yes, really good work by Caesar, but it's a soft dismissal in the end for Dean Ryan. So he got in a start, unable to carry on, and the Piranhas losing the 4th wicket, and we're just in the 8th over. So they certainly have a lot of work to do.
Just when you felt that Dean Ryan would take the responsibility on his young shoulders, Jawahir getting him to play on the wrong line, and the wicketkeeper completing the job. Wicket keeping, just like any other form of the game, takes a lot of practice. Stay down, come up at the right time, come up with the ball. If you're back, allow the ball to come to you, don't go snatching. You must have light feet as well, so you can move lateral. Something I used to do as well to complement the off break. At one time, I love to tell the story. I was not able to make my university team as an off spinner or a batter. They said the only slot available was wicket keeping. Overnight, I became a wicket keeper.
Sound like a wise man, John. Wise man. Tell me you got in the end.
I started. It was a pretty good run we had that inter-faculty tournament quite some time ago at University of Guyana. Javed Karim. So the guys from West Berbice now, Karim and Glasgow, Blairmont Blazers boys, will have to do it now for their side, the Berbice Piranhas. Not in comfortable water at this stage. Massive hit. Just short of the boundary. So 4 more. Sometimes you gotta take your chances, and Glasgow doing exactly that.
And this is really good cricket. You know, he picked the gap nicely, straight back over the bowler's head. 1 bounce for 4. It's a safe shot in the end, John. Someone like Glasgow, who's batted quite a lot in this tournament, have a few starts. So he's feeling pretty confident. This is an opportunity for him to bat right through the innings and win a game. Here we see Caesar again. He's quite a lively character, Caesar.
Successful opening over for Jawahir. For a 2 for the loss of 4. Instead of Karim is Dioda, just switch the batters.
So Ivan to continue his third over. And he's having a pretty good spell. And I think the captain doing the right thing by allowing him to continue to bowl. He's not one of what you want to say the specialist bowler. But if you're going to get overs from him with wickets and going at just over 2 runs and over, you'll take that anytime.
Full. Perhaps hitting outside the line of the off stump. That will do that. But Ivan actually played listed cricket in the early 2000s for the national side. Was in the squad when Pakistan came to Guyana as well. Did not feature in that game. As an off spinner. So with his experience gathered over the years, here he is now. Perhaps building his pedigree as an all-rounder. It usually happens. Starts as a specialist in either form, then eventually pick up another and become an all-rounder.
That's nicely played behind square to get one. They come back for a second. So picking up 2 lovely runs on that occasion. Deodat off the mark. And the good thing in Ivan's favor, he has 2 relatively new batters at the crease. They've just faced 3 and 7 deliveries respectively. It's nicely bowled, changing the angle Ivan, cramping the batter for room. It's been pretty good contest between bat and ball, but the batters need to be careful. They haven't run well between the wicket at all.
Also went through the arm. Deodat playing for spin. Got none. Playing on the wrong line. There we go. With the quality and experience of Rajiv Ivan. Too good for the wicket keeper as well. And it's going to run away. Bye is now signaled by the umpire.
So Ivan showing his variation, showing how good he is. The previous ball went on with the arm, beating the outside edge. On this occasion, the ball spun back into the right hander, between 2 bat and pad, beating the keeper as well. So he's showing his variations.
4 extras and 2, so 6 runs in the over. The 9th already. Required runs now under 100. Nicely played. Work for the fielder Andrews, and the police officer cuts it off. They need some boundaries, the Deodat and Glasgow. They were helped with that bye with 4 byes, but they need more of it. 11 still to go. 15 now on the board for 4.
Yeah, and 9-7 from 6-6. It's still gettable if you look at the way T20 cricket is being played around the world. So it's nothing too outrageous, but they do need to start giving some impetus to the innings rather than waiting to the back end. One of the batters needs to take the initiative to try to score a few boundaries to ensure the required rate does not climb to a very high number, let's say about 10, 12, because that's when it really starts to get difficult. At this point, it's just under 9. That's manageable. The skillful batting and really good running between the wicket, and you can keep that required rate in check.
Pace off from his first delivery of his second over as Mahim Khan is back. Sometimes you get carried away as a spinner. Want to bowl just too quick, too often. Nothing is wrong with darting in a few here and there, but use your stock delivery. As a finger spinner, you need to bore more of that. Flighty delivery. You will, obviously, you're human, everything will not be spot on. Slightly short on this occasion. The great Lance Gibbs said when things were not going his way, he would bowl it from the middle of his palm, bowl it back of his arm, everything just to give the batter something to think about, something different. So that's why, as our finger spinner now, Mahim Khan will look for variety in terms of pace, length, but sometimes just don't depend on pace only.
Nicely played down the ground for one from Glasgow, and I agree with you, John. One of the things you want to do as well is you want to use conditions to your advantage. If the wicket has a bit of bounce and turn, nicely poor. You want to use that to your advantage. Work out at which pace or which a batter has to make all the pace to hit the ball. Because if you bowl quick and the wicket is a good one, all the batter has to do is just hit through the line. Run scorings become easy.
And the police officer lets one go. How many times Andrews would have heard that statement? Halfway stage in the run chase. 55 for 4, 10 gone. Before we go to a break, let's assess the first 10 and what's to be done for the Piranhas in the second 10.
Well, they certainly need to keep wickets in hand. These batter, the required run rate has gone over just over 9. There we can see only Dionarang so far into double figures, and he's been dismissed. So these two batters, do have a bit of time. You want to bat the next few balls just to get themselves set, because they're fairly new. But you cannot leave it too late. You don't want that required rate going into 12, 13 in the last 5. So the next 5 overs is crucial to them and how they go about run scoring and keeping wicket intact.
Umpire Nagasar says we're ready to resume. Over number 11 will be bowled by Rajiv Ivan, who will now complete his spell. This is his final over before this 1 for 9. Very economical and effective. Glasgow is on 8 from 10. So is Nigel Durat. That is non-strikers in. What a shot to begin. Just picking it up from just on his line of his middle stump and hitting it across the line, but safe over mid-wicket.
Off the middle of the bat there, Glasgow. Powerful shot. Power and timing from Glasgow in that occasion.
What a delivery to come back. Pitching it just outside his off stump and allowing it to spin this time. Not too full.
Yes, that's the length and line. Ivan would be looking to bowl, bringing the batsman forward, leaving him in 2 minds.
Goes down towards long on. Cannot stop that one, Mahim Khan. So not a boundary in the over. First a 6, then a 4 now.
Sion Glasgow stepping it up here. Ball picked up outside the off stump. Getting onto that one. Hitting it straight down the ground. Piercing the gap.
Well, we saw Mahim Khan trying to stop that one on the long on fence. We saw players for the next game making their way into the ground. The Demerara Pit Bulls and the Demerara Hawks. The Hawks have landed. The Pit Bulls are with them as well. The ball is back with Ivan. Oh. Seems as if there's a pattern developing after being hit for a boundary. Tend to slow it up and give it a little bit of revolution, allowing it to turn.
Ivan seems to be best of a bowler after being hit for a boundary.
I agree with you. But that's what you want to do. Play your matchups. Off spinner to a left-handed batter. This time he's going around the wicket to go into and then allow the ball to turn away. I'd love to see him at least with his final delivery going over the wicket. He wouldn't want to change that at all. Good spell. 4 overs, 1 for 19. 11 overs completed, 6 to 5 for 4. Jaguars 146 for 8 when they batted. Now a reply from the Piranhas. Winner of this contest will go to the top of the points table. 4 teams so far locked on 4 points. Required run rate 911. 82 to get from 54. Mid this sun blazing down now in all its brilliance here at Pamona ground. Jawahir, the leg spinner's back. Beautifully played all along the carpet. Andrews having a terrible time at deep cover. And throws wayward as well. Everything is going to him and everything is going wrong with him.
Ball definitely seems to be following him this morning here. He's having a tough time out there. Not being able to pick the ball up properly and cleanly as he would like. Nevertheless, not allowing any boundaries to pass.
A start here for Glasgow. Scoring more than a run a ball now. Not a bad rate of scoring for him. Nigel Diodat giving good support as well for the 5th wicket. Shot was catch it because it was uppish. Well short of Mahim Khan at that cover position on the ring. Extras now in terms of overthrow, so 2 now to the total instead of 1. Jawahir not pleased at all with the effort. It's all part of the game. Right-handed Diodat was batting from well within his crease, knowing what Tomani Caesar was able to do in the innings already. This one is swung away. There's protection at that back square position. Ricardo Adams manages to keep it in play. It's all happening here. Just a single.
A little bit short on that occasion by Jawa here. He's been using the ear, trying to spin the ball. And a little bit short for me. He would have to tidy up that. He would like to keep this Piranhas team quiet.
While they're not getting the boundaries as easy, they're still managing not to have dot balls, which is important. Good running between the wickets, trying to capitalize on loose feelings to come back for the second. Awareness in terms of overthrows as well.
Yes, excellent rotation of strike by the spear. And as I keep saying, this is what separates good batters from average batters. When you're not scoring the boundaries, you're still capable and able to hit the ball in the gaps and get the singles.
12 overs completed, 71 for 4. Still to come, Danai, Umrao, Karim, Keon Sinclair and Latchman. Those are players that are registered as batters. If needed, will have to come and do their thing. Top order not able to get things away so far. Run rate as required. Keep rising. 9.5 now. 76 and 48. Freeze. Hey. Freeze. It's a beautiful crowd building up here at Pamona. You can't see it on your monitors, but take my word, it's beautiful crowd. In the air it is. Ramsamy takes it. You're sighted there, but Ramsamy takes it. Oh, in fact, it is Ricardo Adams. Ramsamy was coming in from long on. Did not see Ricardo Adams coming off mid-wicket. So that is wicket number 5 going down now. Partnership broken. And one of the set batters will have to go. Sion Glasgow goes for 20. 71 for 5.
Not what the Piranhas would have wanted at this stage. Glasgow, who has had this makes his third score in the 20s. Only once went on to make a 50 in this tournament. He has to stand up and bat deeper into these innings and not give away his wicket so cheaply. Now joined at the crease by Diodat is now joined at the crease by Karim, left-handed Karim, maintaining the left-right combination. Excellent delivery by LaFleur. Building on this, the opening spell that he had, opening the bowling. Now 2 for 6 in 2.2 overs. Another delivery seeming to make Karim a bit uncomfortable. Required weight now stepping over 10. Driven down to the long off boundary, tied up by Maim Khan. And Javin Karim is now off the mark. Bringing Nigel Deodat back on strike. Pulled down a little bit by LaFleur, and Deodat is onto it, cutting it through .4.
Runs continue to flow. That's the end of 13. 76 for the loss of 5. Quite importantly, what we're noticing as well, the required run rate has gone above 10 runs and over now. Pretty soon, if the Piranhas are not able to score freely, it will become 2 runs per ball. And that can be a position of danger.
We're yet to see Seam in this innings. I think this might be a tactical move by skipper Ricardo Adams, seeing how the pitch would have been playing in the first innings. He's relied totally on his spinners. Full toss. Diving effort by Andrews. Not being able to take this. Luckily, it's on a no ball. Second no ball over the waist by Maim Khan.
It's a free hit coming up. In fact, not a free hit because no signal came from the umpire. It was a high full toss, but the umpire didn't deem that it was high enough. With Andrews again on that cover boundary, his worries continue here today. Mahim Khan getting his third. Short delivery and swung away. 4 more. Mahim Khan started it with his first over in the power play. And now coming back for his third. He had one a few overs before. But still, trying to bowl too quick on this track, Azizi.
Yes, if we take a good look at how LaFleur and Jawahir are using the air, trying to spin the ball. The track is offering spin. Why not use the spin that's there on the track?
Appeal goes up, finger goes up. Leg before, Nigel Durat. Threatened momentarily, but needed to spend more time at the crease. Goes for 20 from 17 deliveries. 81 now for 6. When you said 135 was easy, and they got 145, you get the impression that that was putting things out of the reach of the Piranhas. And I told you wanted something. 66 still to get from 39, but 4 wickets in hand. Could be the rating on the wall.
Yes, almost confirmed with 4 wickets alone in hand. Required run rate over 10, putting the Piranhas in a spot of bother here.
Flexing his shoulder there, Devendra Lachman. Reminds me of Mahendra Singh Dhoni when he comes to bat in his earlier days. Would roll his shoulder in the socket to loosen up himself. Let's see if he can play a Mahendra Singh Dhoni type of innings. Devendra Lachman. His side needs it at this stage. Run a ball at this point in time, but it needs to score almost 11 runs and over now. So they need boundaries every over at least one, and running. Maimka may be very happy that at least he got a wicket. That is something that you want to use to his advantage. It was a good decision from the umpire as well for leg before. This time bowled, playing across the line. Lachman looks like a tail ender the way he went about that stroke. And Mahim Khan full and straight. You miss a hit. 87 for the loss. 81 for 7 now. And he goes without scoring, Lachman.
Now see Keon Sinclair entering the crease. Would have hit a few big ones during this tournament. Recently to bring home the win for his team. Hopefully he could stick with Javed Karim here to bring it home for them again, but that would be a very, very tough job with the way this Essequibo Jaguars team going about their innings with the ball.
A lot of work to be done. 6 overs after this one. 37 balls to be exact. Still 6 or 6 to get. Nice low full toss. Khan completes his third. 2 for 23. Double blow in this over. 82 for 7. Comparatively, it was not that bad. It's not that bad when you look at the scores on comparison. But the last 5 overs, when Ivan and Jawahir were at the crease, it made a big difference for the Jaguars. Who can play that type of innings? Which pair? Will it be Sinclair and Karim now for the Piranhas? They will have to. It's almost 11 runs and over now. 6 or 5 to get from 36. as Captain Ricardo Adams comes back into the attack, bowling from the southern end. Looks as if the plan to Sinclair is to bowl low full tosses. Second one he's received in as many deliveries.
Captain Ricardo Adams would brought himself back, would be looking to do the finishing work here for his team, finishing off this innings, taking the other wickets to add to his tally as the leading wicket taker in this tournament. Torn away by Javed Karim. Another low full toss, John.
That one was pushed in with lots of ferocity from Adams pretty quickly.
So 56 from 28 is what's required for the Piranhas to get a victory in this encounter here. They've lost 7 wickets, 91 on the board. Sinclair and Karim at the crease. That's very well bowled by Jawahir. Sinclair scores it out. Fine leg picking up 2. Azizi, what do you make of it?
Required run rate now up to 12. That's making it a bit more difficult for Barbados Piranhas to come back into this game. And the Essequibo Jaguars has been very tidy with the ball. No seamers used yet.
Tries to hike that one onto the onside. Sinclair gets a single. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You know, when you didn't want the required rate to reach around 12, 13 and over with 5 over to go. And then they continuously lost wicket as well. So that added to their troubles. So now they require a further 53 from 26. It's not impossible, but it's a tough ask. That's really good running at that occasion there. Pressuring the fielders out in the deep. As soon as they fumble, they were off for 2. But singles and twos, that's not going to do it now as easy.
Yes, coming down to the end here, they would need some boundaries. They would need to replicate the type of innings that Ivan would have played at the ending part of the Essequibo Jaguars innings. Excellent finish by Java here. After 3 overs, he's now 1 for 22. And the Piranhas would require another 51 in the remaining 4 overs.
Yeah, that required rate getting up to 3. As we see the leading run scorer, Sukwa the man at the top of the chart, did not get going for his side today. Booty batting impressively, a strike rate of 183. Yearwood, they've all been in good form, but I think a strike rate close to that of Booty is what is required by one of these two batters at the crease to get over the line. 51 from 24 is what's required for the Piranhas to clinch victory here in this encounter. Interestingly, Azizi, we've not seen any seamers being used by the Jaguars in this innings. Strange, very strange, but it has worked.
Yes, well, the captain would have seen what happened over the innings that Essequibo Jaguars would have faced against the likes of Kelvin Umro, Rajiv, Ivan. So they would like to put that same effort into this innings here.
Beautifully played. One bounce into the boundary. Sinclair seems to get in a march on, and this is what is needed. He started the over nicely. Needs to make this one a big one. The required rate is just under 13, but if he can get somewhere in the vicinity of 18, 20, that sets it up nicely for the remaining 3 overs to come. I was going to ask these batters, do they have the pedigree in terms of boundary hitting to get them team over the line? Outside edge, and he's gone. Sinclair seemed pretty disappointed, but he has to go. Another wicket fall, so they're 8 down now. But
this guy Caesar has been exceptional behind the stumps. His 3rd dismissal for today, 2 stumpings and now a card behind. Definitely one for the future Dexter.
Certainly, he has looked good. Keon Sinclair reluctant to leave the field, but he has to go. It's becoming a daunting task, for the Piranhas. To be fair, they haven't batted well all tournament. They failed to string big partnerships consistently throughout. And what we've seen here in this innings is a continuation of that trend.
Yes, they would have depended solely on their bowling throughout this tournament, and batting has a lot of work to do.
You can't just rely on one or two batters to win you games. This is T20 cricket, and all the batters need to play their part. Yeah. So ambitious shot, force ball from Denai, and he perishes. Ricardo Adams on a hat trick. Can't blame Denai. Needed to get going from ball one. Perishing in trying to do so. And the Piranhas, they're on the verge of being bowled out here. As we see.
And you can't keep Maim Khan out of the game. His second catch today, backing up his 2 wickets that he would have taken. It's an excellent bowling performance here by the Essequibo Jaguars at Pamona ground, which will be considered their home ground in this tournament, having been the franchise, the Essequibo based franchise.
So the last man in is Kelvin Amrao. Bowled brilliantly with ball in hand. And now he's asked to win a game for his team with the bat. Now at over 13 and over, I think that's pretty much a tough ask for number 11. Oh, and he's dropped for his ball. Eugene LaFleur, what have you done? Your captain is the man with ball in hand. You denied him of a hat trick, first hat trick of the competition. Should have been, could have been, wasn't meant to be. So Adams tries again. Can he get 3 wickets in this over? Competently played by Amrao. But this is the last pair. Amrao is not known for his batting. You'd like to see a bit move. It's nicely played down the ground. So that brings us the end of the 17th over. They're 101 for 9, the Piranhas. I think the fat ladies have already started singing.
As you could see there, Ricardo Adams being the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 20 in his 4 overs, backed up by Jamal LaFleur and Maim Khan, 2 apiece, and Rajiv Ivan and Jawahir, 1 apiece. This has been an exceptional bowling attack. All spinners, they have not let up any part of the innings. They have controlled the entire innings against this Piranhas lineup.
So there you see the batters, just the 4 batters getting into double figures. The owner ran a top score of 21, 20 for Glasgow, 20 for Deodat, and 13 for Sinclair Dongliardo. But can we see something magical here from Amrao and Javid? They're certainly trying. They're not going on without a fight. They'll continue to play shot. They don't care if they get bowled out. But you want to be mindful of the fact that you need required run rate will play a part if some of these teams are to finish on equal points. So that's good intent. Nicely played down the ground. Picking up 2. So you want to try to get as close to the target as much as possible as easy, because you don't know where you end up on the table and what part the required, that net run rate will play. Sorry.
Bowl down, trying to scoop this one. Bowled by LaFleur, Kevin Amrao. And this is the end of the Borbies Piranhas innings. Another victory here for the Essequibo Jaguars.
So that's it. Victory for the Essequibo Jaguars. Piranhas being bowled out for 103. Chased in 174 for victory. They never got started, and in the end they were bundled out. Just the only ranked top score with 21. Glasgow they had that 20 apiece. And nothing else really from some of the other batters. Ricardo Adams bowled splendidly well. 3 for 20 from his 4 overs. Jamal LaFleur, excellent supporting his skipper. 3 for 15. 2 for Maim Khan, who started badly but came back very well. And 1 apiece for Ivan and Jawahir.
That's the match summary. Essequibo Jaguars winning handsomely by 43 runs in this contest, defeating the Berbice Piranhas, who will remain on 4 points. Jaguars will go to 6 points, as you can see on the points table there now. Pitbulls, who will play next against the Hawks, will have an opportunity to draw level with the Jaguars, whereas Pitbulls can actually, well, the Hawks can actually play spoil sport, keep the Pitbulls where they are and get their first points. So that is all she wrote for this game. Essequibo Jaguars, congratulations, winning by 43 runs. The first of a doubleheader here at Pamona on the Essequibo coast, just about 11 kilometers from the Supnam ferry Stelling. We will come back with match number 2 of today, Super Sunday. Do join us then.